Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, just take a second and think about the sheer variety of animals out there. I mean, it's
It
mind-boggling.
really is.
You've got everything from the tiniest ant, running across your floor to these massive blue whales in the ocean or elephants.
Absolutely. Sharks,
Yeah.
eagles, but the list just goes on and on. Different shapes, sizes, living practically everywhere.
It's almost too much to wrap your head around, isn't it?
It is. But what's fascinating, despite all that difference, is that they do share some basic things, like animals can't make their own food, right? Unlike plants.
Right, they're heterotrophic. They have to eat other things.
Exactly. Consume other organisms for energy. And most of them move around, locomotion.
Yeah, looking for food or mates or just getting away from danger. So, with this huge biological puzzle, all these life forms, how do scientists even begin to sort it all out?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack in this deep dive.
Cow.
How scientists bring some order to it all through classification.
Oh.
And specifically, we're focusing on the two sort of biggest initial categories they use based on one really key feature. Do they have a backbone or not?
Vertebrates and invertebrates.
Precisely, the invertebrates and the vertebrates. That's our main focus today.
Okay, let's dive in then. This sounds like an incredible world to explore. Where do we start? With the no backbone crowd.
Let's do it. The invertebrates, animals without that vertebral column. And, it sounds simple, no backbone, but this group is huge.
Really? Like how huge?
Over 95% of all known animal species on Earth are invertebrates. It's staggering.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, to manage that level of diversity, scientists break it down further into different groups or phyla. We'll touch on 8 major ones.
Gotcha. First up.
First are the Porifera. The name literally means pore-bearing. Think sponges.
Sponges. Okay. Found in the sea mostly.
Mostly sea, yeah, though some are in freshwater. And they're typically fixed, attached to rocks or the seafloor. Their bodies are, well, porous. Lots of tiny pores to pull water in.
And then one bigger hole to push it out.
Exactly. That's how they filter feed. Super simple, but incredibly effective. Ancient design.
Cool. Okay, what's next after the pore bearers?
Next, we have the Cnidaria, or sometimes called Coelenterata. These are your jellyfish, hydras, sea anemones.
The ones with tentacles.
Yep. Hollow, sac-like bodies. Aquatic predators, mostly. That mouth surrounded by tentacles is key for catching food, sometimes for moving, too.
And they have that weird symmetry, right? Radial?
That's right, radial symmetry. You can basically slice them like a pie through the center, any direction, and get 2 identical halves. Pretty different from us.
Definitely. Okay, so from radial symmetry, where do we go?
We shift to the Platyhelminthes, the flatworms, as the name suggests. Thin, flattened bodies.
Flatworms. I feel like I've heard of these mainly as not nice things.
You probably think of their lifestyle. Many are parasites. They live inside other animals, the hosts.
Right, like tapeworms.
Exactly like tapeworms and liver flukes, too.
Yeah.
They have this sac-like body, just one opening for everything, and they just absorb nutrients directly from the host.
Okay.
And here's where it gets really interesting. A tapeworm living inside a human intestine can grow up to 6 meters long.
Wait, 6 meters? Seriously?
Seriously, like a long ribbon just absorbing digested food. It's a whole hidden world of life.
That's, well, okay, 6 meters. Right, moving swiftly on after flatworms.
We get the Nematoda or roundworms.
Okay, so not flat anymore, round.
Round and, importantly, unsegmented bodies. A lot of them are tiny, microscopic even. And again, many are parasites living in animals, including humans.
Like Ascaris, the one kids sometimes get.
Exactly. Ascaris lives in the small intestine. It's often linked to, not washing hands well or eating unwashed fruit and veg. Basic hygiene stuff is important there.
Makes sense. Okay, roundworms.
They come the Annelida, the segmented worms. Now we see bodies made up of rings or segments. Think earthworms, leeches.
So those little rings on an earthworm actually mean something important.
They do. It's a more complex body plan. They usually have a soft, moist body wall. That's how they breathe.
Yeah.
Right through their skin. And they have special organs for excretion, too, called nephridia. Kind of like very basic kidneys.
Interesting. Earthworms, leeches. Got it. Who's next in the invertebrate parade?
Next up is a giant group, probably the most successful animal group on the planet, Arthropoda, animals with jointed legs.
Okay. Insects, spiders, crabs.
All of the above and more. Their bodies are usually divided into 3 parts, head, thorax, and abdomen. And critically, they have that tough outer covering.
The exoskeleton.
Exactly, made of chitin. Provides support, protection.
Right.
It's a key reason for their success. And those jointed legs give them incredible mobility.
So this huge group, I imagine it's broken down further. You mentioned insects, spiders, crabs. They seem pretty different.
Oh, absolutely. The diversity is immense. We usually look at 4 major subclasses. First, Crustacea.
Crustaceans, crabs, lobsters, shrimp.
Perfect examples. Their head and thorax are fused together, and they have lots of jointed legs, mostly aquatic.
Okay, what else?
Then there's Myriapoda. Think many feet. Their bodies have lots of segments, and each segment has, like, 1 or 2 pairs of legs.
Centipedes and millipedes.
Got it. Then, arguably, the biggest group within arthropods, Insecta, the insects.
Right. 3 body parts, head, thorax, abdomen, 6 legs.
3 pairs of legs, exactly. Plus, usually antennae or feelers on the head and specialized mouth parts. Ants, flies, butterflies, beetles, they're everywhere.
Totally dominant. Okay, and the last arthropod group.
That would be Arachnida, spiders, scorpions, ticks, mites.
Ah, the 8-legged ones.
Correct. 4 pairs of jointed legs. And like crustaceans, their head and thorax are fused. But a key difference from insects, no antenna.
Got it. Spiders, ticks, often the ones people are a bit creeped out by.
Sometimes, yeah, but incredibly important ecologically. Okay, almost done with invertebrates. Next is Mollusca.
Mollusca, soft-bodied, like snails.
Exactly. Soft-bodied shelled animals is a good description, though not all have external shells. Think snails, slugs, clams, oysters.
What about octopus? They seem pretty different.
Good point. Octopuses and squids are also mollusks, highly intelligent ones. They have soft bodies, but their shell is internal or absent. They move using that muscular foot or jet propulsion in the case of squid and octopus.
Wow. Okay, so snails and octopuses are related. That's wild. Last group.
Last major invertebrate phylum for us today, Echinodermata. Spiny-skinned animals.
Starfish. Sea urchins.
Perfect. They're exclusively marine. Rough, spiny skin. And their movement is really unique. They use tube feet.
Tube feet. What are those?
Hundreds, sometimes thousands, of tiny hydraulically powered little feet on their underside. It's how starfish crawl along the seabed.
Huh. That sounds different.
It is. And interestingly, like the Cnidaria, they often have radial symmetry as adults, but their internal structure is way more complex. Different evolutionary path, similar looking outcome sometimes.
Fascinating. Okay, so that's a whirlwind tour of the invertebrates. Sponges, jellyfish, worms, insects, spiders, snails, starfish. Incredible variety without a backbone.
Truly mind-boggling. But now, yeah, let's switch gears. Let's talk about the animals that do have that internal scaffolding. The vertebrates.
All right, let's unpack this next major category. Animals with a backbone, a vertebral column, like us. How are they grouped?
Generally, we classify vertebrates into 5 main classes. It's a bit more structured, perhaps.
Okay, starting in
the water, with class Pisces, the fishes.
Okay, fishes. Pretty familiar. What defines them scientifically?
Well, they're aquatic, obviously. They usually have that streamlined, sort of torpedo shape, narrow at both ends, great for moving through water.
Makes sense.
They swim using fins. Their bodies are typically covered with scales. And crucially, they breathe using gills to get oxygen from the water. Think rohu, catla, sharks, rays.
Yeah.
Almost all fish fit here.
Got it. Scales, fins, gills, streamlined. What comes after fish? Do we move on to land?
Sort of halfway. Next is class Amphibia. Frogs, toads, salamanders.
Amphibians, meaning double life, right?
Yeah, exactly. They can live both in water and on land. That's the key. But they generally need water to lay their eggs. That's a link to their aquatic ancestors.
And their skin is different too.
Yeah, usually slimy, slippery skin, not scaly like fish or reptiles. And they can breathe through lungs, but also through their skin, especially when they're in water.
So they kind of bridge the gap between water and land. Interesting. What's next? Fully terrestrial.
Mostly, yes. Class Reptilia, lizards, snakes, turtles, tortoises, crocodiles.
Okay, reptiles. Definitely more land-based, though some like water too.
Right. Crocs and sea turtles are very aquatic. But a key adaptation for land is their skin. It's dry and scaly. Helps prevent water loss.
Unlike the amphibians. And they breathe differently.
Yep, reptiles breathe solely through lungs. And another big step, they lay eggs, but usually soft-shelled ones, and they lay them on land.
And most have legs for crawling, except
snakes, which are a fantastic example of evolution modifying a body plan, losing limbs entirely.
Cool. Okay, fish, amphibians, reptiles, or birds next.
You got it. Class Aves, the birds. Defined by flight, mostly. Wings.
Wings and feathers are the big ones, yeah. Feathers for flight, insulation. Their bodies are super adapted for flying hollow. Lightweight bones are a classic feature.
Wait, makes them lighter?
They have legs with scales, usually claws on their toes. And instead of teeth, they have that horny beak. And they lay hard-shelled eggs. Pigeons, sparrows, eagles.
So feathers, wings, hollow bones, beaks, hard eggs. But wait, not all birds fly, do they?
Excellent point. And here's where it gets really interesting, evolutionarily.
Like ostriches.
Penguins? Exactly. Ostriches, the largest bird, penguins, kiwis. They are birds. They have feathers, beaks, lay hard-shelled eggs, share bird ancestry. But they've evolved to be flightless, adapted for running or swimming instead. Shows how evolution isn't a straight line to one goal.
That is fascinating. Okay, so after birds, that leaves mammals.
That leaves class Mammalia, the milk-nourishing animals. That includes us.
What are the defining features here? Hair. Hair is a big one, yes, covering the body. Also typically external ears that project out. And the really defining thing is how they reproduce and care for young.
They give birth to live young, mostly.
Mostly live birth, yes. And the young, the babies, drink milk produced by the mother's mammary glands. That's where the name mammal comes from.
Right, milk. That's unique to mammals.
Absolutely. Most mammals also have a tail. Humans are a notable exception, and 4 limbs. Then cows, dogs, lions, elephants, rats.
And humans. It seems like that parental care, the milk, is a big part of their success.
It's a huge evolutionary strategy, yes. Investing a lot in fewer offspring, but giving them a really strong start, it's worked incredibly well across so many different environments.
Wow. Okay, so we've gone from sponges filtering water through worms and insects, all the way to birds flying and mammals nursing their young. It really puts the diversity into perspective.
It does. Classification gives us this framework, this lens to see the patterns, the connections, and the incredible evolutionary journey across the entire animal kingdom.
So what does this all mean for, someone listening? How does knowing this change how we see animals?
Well, I think it transforms how you look at every creature. Whether it's a tiny beetle in your garden, or a fish swimming in a tank, or a bird flying overhead.
Start noticing the details.
Exactly. Does it have a backbone? Scales or feathers or hair? How does it move? Does it have segments? Each feature is a clue, telling you something about its place in that massive biological puzzle. It reveals a piece of its unique solution to the challenges of surviving on Earth. So maybe the next time you see an animal, you'll spot those features and think, where does this one fit? What's its story?